Can a robot mop really deal with a disaster mess like this? Well, that's exactly what we're gonna find out. You see, lots of robots are pretty good at mopping, but Eureka said, go ahead and test the J20 with a big disaster. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, honestly, I am a little skeptical, but Eureka says that the J20 can deal with big disaster messes better than competing robots. Eureka is the sponsor of today's video, and if you're wondering how the J20 accomplishes this, well, the design is quite different from other robots. It's got this mopping pad, they call it RollRenew. And just for context, other robot vacuums use two different types of mops. There's the vibrating style pad, and then there's the rotating brush style. So this is where Eureka takes a totally different approach to mopping. It's got this mopping belt. That's the first part, but there's actually more to it. Second, it's got a downward force of about 17 newtons. That's nearly 4 pounds, so it should help scrub the floor. And third, as it's mopping the floor, it's got 2 water tanks on board. I've actually never seen this before. The clean water tank is used to continuously clean the mop pad with fresh water, and it automatically dispenses cleaning solution into the robot before it starts mopping. It's also got a dirty water tank on board as well, so it actively collects dirty water and it doesn't just spread it all over your floor. And fourth, it's got a mop scraper built into the robot to help squeeze out dirty water. Eureka encouraged me to make a big old mess, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see if this thing leaves streaks or not. You can set the J20 to use different amounts of water. So for this cleanup, I set it to maximum, and you can see that afterwards the floors look very clean, especially considering how big the mess was. And because the J20 has an onboard water tank, that means that it actively picks up goop from your floor and deposits it into that dirty water tank. So it's not going to swirl all this stuff around. Looking at the floor right after it has cleaned, I don't see any ketchup here on the floor at all. It looks really clean to me. It didn't just swirl the dirt around. And compared with other robot vacuums on this glass floor, the J20 just mops up messy stuff better. Now, mopping is one thing, but how does it do with normal vacuuming? Well, you've got a side brush here, which is gonna help get dirt from the edges of your room, and it's gonna funnel them into here. And to make sure the dust doesn't get scattered, it's got 2 squeegees, one over here and one over here, which help funnel the dirt into here. Also, to make sure it doesn't kick dirt out the back, you've got the little squeegee over here, and of course it can also get stopped by the mop pad. And then this comes off if you ever need to clean the brush roll. It comes out very easily like this. And they actually give you a handy little tool, so if you got hair on here, you can just use it to get it off. It's got a brush as well. And this has 8,000 pascals of suction, which is on the higher end for a robot vacuum. Let's put it to the test. We're gonna sprinkle 20 grams of hair, sand, cereal, rice, and let's just see how much it can pick up. We're gonna set it to maximum suction and let it go for 2 passes. And let's see how much we picked up. We picked up 100% of the dirt. Excellent score, can't get any better than that. Now, if you've got carpets, you might be concerned about the mopping roller getting the carpet wet. However, Eureka has thought about that. So it actually comes with 2 belts. You can see this one is a continuous mop all the way around. And if you have nothing but hard surfaces in your house, this is the one you're going to use. However, if you've got carpet, you're gonna use this mop. Let me show you how it's different. Pretty easy to take this off. Press these little tabs in here, flip it up. You can take the mop out like this, squeeze it together, and the mop comes off. You can see this mop has a fluffy side and it has a waterproof side. So when the J20 detects a carpet, it will automatically move the mopping roller to the waterproof side to keep the carpet dry. And it knows which mop roller you've installed. So if you've installed the fluffy one, it's gonna skip your carpets. But if you've got the one with the 2 sides, it's gonna do your carpets, and then it's also gonna increase the suction to pick up as much stuff as it can. And of course, no test would be complete without our famous obstacle course. We got ourselves a shoe, a coffee mug, a cat toy, some cappuccino I had this morning, and a roll of tape. And of course, we gotta do a little cleanup, so let's sprinkle a little bit of cereal, some fluffy cat hair, and a little bit of sand. The J20 uses 3D structured light, which is basically lasers LiDAR to detect objects. Let's see how it does. So you can see in the app, which I'm holding upside down right now so it matches the room, you can see the spots that it avoided and it went around them. So I think overall, it did a pretty decent job of avoiding the obstacles. It also navigates around table legs and chairs. How does it do it? Before your first cleaning, you can send it out to map your room. You do it with the Eureka app. You can see how it maps your room quickly the first time, so it can identify where your furniture is and where the rooms are. I've got these 2 tables. It supports multiple floors, so I can just switch to the first floor, which is actually pretty nice. And you can see it's identified some of the furniture down there. If you want to go and just do a particular zone of your house, you can set this up like that, have it go and do a particular zone. You can set it up to do a particular room. And you got a lot of options when it comes to mopping. You can have it mop and vac. You can have it vacuum only. You can have it mop only, or you can have it vacuum and then mop. You can pick your suction level and how much water you want to use. And when you're done, you can tell it how to wash the mop daily or go with the deep cleaning. You can also use it to control the base station. You can tell it to wash the mop, dry the mop, or collect the dust. And this seems like a great time to talk about the base station. This is where the magic happens, the base station. First, you got the option of using this cleaning fluid that comes with the J20. It just goes into the slot right here. And what it does is it automatically adds cleaning solution to the clean water tank on the robot before it starts mopping. When the robot is done cleaning your room, it returns to the base station and a bunch of things happen. First off, the mop pad gets washed with clean water. You've actually got 2 different water tanks on here. You've got the dirty water tank, which will empty out, and you've got the clean water tank. And this holds several liters, and believe me, this robot uses more water than I've seen any other robot do, and that's a good thing. And of course you can adjust it. After the mop has been washed, it dries it with hot air, which is what it's doing right now. And it's also got a fan in here to circulate air and help eliminate odors. The dust and dirt is collected on an onboard canister on the robot, and when it reaches the base station, it empties out into a bag, which you need to get rid of every couple of months. This is the onboard dust bin on the robot. If you ever need to do a little extra emptying out, you've got a filter over here, and this pops open, and you can just empty it out into the trash. I've never seen another robot vacuum that mops as well as the J20. Eureka takes a completely different approach to mopping, and the fact that it actually cleans the mop as it's doing the mopping is something that no other robot does. Now, if you've got kids or pets, or you're just prone to big, messy spills, this is probably the best robot on the market. You can purchase this at the links down below, including any applicable discounts. See you in the next one. There's another great video right here.